see tonight. The News at 10 on 2 Works for You starts right now.
An Oklahoma family detained at the Turkey-Syrian border. Why authorities are keeping them there?
South Tulsa families homeless tonight. The reason, though, they're thankful despite losing everything.
Plus, a three-legged hero home from the war. How Barry Switzer's helping this canine settle back into civilian life. Good evening. I'm Karen Larson.
And I'm Brian Sanders. It's actually a warm night out there as rain moves into green country.
2 Works for You Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony tracking the system that's going to bring us some rain. Brett, is tomorrow going to be a total washout?
Not a total washout, but most of the day it should be raining. In fact, we got a flash flood watch that goes in effect tomorrow afternoon, lasts through Friday afternoon, and then out to our west tomorrow night into Saturday morning. A winter storm watch, and we'll widen things out, and you can see winter weather advisories over much of the state of Kansas, winter storm warnings for West Texas, and other advisories up to the north. Not much going on around green country right now. Some rain showers across central Missouri. Just getting going now around Amarillo. A few rain showers, and there's more down in New Mexico and Arizona, and I'll show you those coming up in Maine weather. But right now, 62 in Tulsa, 63 in Coffeyville. McAllister's at 64 degrees. Muskogee's down to 58. It is 63 at Pryor, and it is just a warm and windy night. Coming up, we've got the newest future track, how close the ice gets to green country, and I've got a new Bedlam forecast. Wait till you see what that forecast is now looking like for Saturday night in Stillwater.
A breaking news update on the eve of Thanksgiving. The Red Cross now helping 11 people find a place to stay after an apartment fire this afternoon. 2 Works for You reporter Nathan Edwards live at the Avondale Apartments with an update. Nathan.
Well, Brian, fire crews just left a few hours ago after making sure the complex was safe from a fire that would have turned tragic if it weren't for some quick thinking.
So my husband just happened to let our dogs out and saw the smoke.
Quickly turning into flames. Edith Dix, knowing her neighbors were not home, realized their pets were in danger.
We started busting down the doors with the maintenance people's help to get all the animals out.
Shortly after 4, firefighters arrived and helped them get every dog and cat out alive.
The Humane Society has the kitten right now. She's right down the road.
Fortunately, no pets or people were injured. Goldilocks was one of the rescued dogs.
Thank God the firefighters got her out.
Her cage now the only thing remaining from Madeline Thide's home.
I have a friend I'm going to Thanksgiving tomorrow. She don't know it yet, but I'm coming to her house tonight.
She's not worried about the future. Neighbors and family have been reaching out to her to help.
All the cooking and all my laundry, I just did that. I'm like, so what? No big deal. Nobody got hurt. Forget it. It's nothing, no big deal.
Heartache avoided thanks to the quick thinking of neighbors and the hard work of Tulsa's fire department.
Thanksgiving, miracles are happening. Everybody's alive. All animals are alive. Nobody got hurt. That's the biggest things that anybody can get right now this time of year.
In total, there were 16 units that were damaged. At this point, the Tulsa Fire Department is not sure exactly what started the fire, but as soon as we find out, we'll update you online, on air, and on our 2 Works for You mobile app. Live tonight in South Tulsa, Nathan Edwards, 2 Works for You.
Okay, thanks, Nathan. Glad to see they're in good spirits there. This isn't the first time the Avondale Apartments have caught fire. Our records show there were fires in December of 2002, February 2007, December 2010, and then again in 2012. The Avondale Apartments were built prior to stricter fire codes implemented in 2000.
A man rescued from his burning home is out of the hospital tonight recovering. His girlfriend remains in critical condition after flames trapped her in the house near First and Pittsburgh in Tulsa. 2 Works for You reporter Will Dupree talked with 2 people who rushed to help them. Will?
Well, Karen, everything is boarded up now, all the windows and doors, after a fire nearly destroyed this duplex. 2 people are alive thanks to some quick action from first responders, a neighbor, and even a stranger. Crews secured a burned-out duplex hours after a man nearly lost his life there in a devastating fire.
It totally blew my mind because I don't know how it started and why.
Arthur Kushna says he woke up on the couch at about 10:30 last night and saw flames everywhere.
So I ran in the kitchen and got the fire extinguisher, and I started putting it out.
His neighbor on the other side of the duplex did the same thing.
I was walking out the door and seen the flames, and the windows blew across my face. So I turned right around and got a fire extinguisher and tried to help put it out.
At about the same time, a man and his girlfriend drove up and saw flames in the windows.
I jumped out of the truck and went and tried to kick the door in, I couldn't kick the door in, so I punched my hand through the window and reached in and opened the door.
Sean Brown says he found a nearly unconscious Kushner lying on the floor, so he dragged him outside.
I didn't want to be a hero. I just didn't want to see anybody die.
Tulsa firefighters managed to pull Kushner's girlfriend out too, but the dog he's had for 15 years did not survive.
No, I helped that dog.
He's staying with a neighbor for the time being and says he'll rely on his faith to move past the fire. Firefighters are unsure what sparked the fire that caused all the damage that you see back behind me here. They are still investigating the cause. Reporting live in Midtown, Will Dupree, 2 Works for You.
New details tonight about an Oklahoma Muslim being held at the Turkey-Syrian border after an online report claimed the McAllister man was captured with an ISIS cell. We did some digging, and we haven't been able to confirm the report of ties to ISIS, but we do have new information. This was Sadiq Long a few years ago. He claimed he was being harassed by the FBI and on the no-fly list while attempting to come into Oklahoma from Qatar.
The FBI bothered us, even on the highway. They followed us all the way down to McAllister.
The Muslim American is now back in the news. He and his wife and child have been detained in Turkey. Long is accused of not having a visa to travel to that country. Family sources say he's being held on local charges, but U.S. representatives have not been able to visit with him. The U.S. State Department says they are aware of a U.S. citizen being detained, but won't comment further. Oklahoma City news station KOCO tried to talk with Long's family today in McAllister. A man who said he was his brother said he knew nothing about his situation and hadn't talked to Long in years. We reached out to Senators Langford and Inhofe. Both of their offices say they're investigating the situation. The Council on American Islamic Relations, or CAIR, represented Long back in 2013. Today, CAIR Director Adam Soltani told us, quote, "It's been years since we've been in contact with him. We are a civil rights advocacy group, and we advocated for him. It was the FBI that lifted the no-fly list restrictions. The FBI gave no reasons why he was on there." He went on to say, quote, "If it's a case he's a criminal, he should be tried in a criminal court. We'll continue to follow this story."
Right now, we know of no specific and credible intelligence indicating a plot on the homeland.
President Obama making that statement today after a briefing from his national security team. He says his administration is taking every possible step to keep the country safe. The president says if a credible threat is discovered, the public will be informed. He's encouraging us all to go about our normal activities during Thanksgiving.
New tonight, no medical bills for OSU homecoming crash victims. Stillwater Medical Center decided to erase all bills for those seen in the ER or admitted. It's the phone call Colette Campbell won't soon forget. Her son Alan suffered a concussion, several serious cuts, and the worst of all, a fractured femur. Stillwater Medical Center picked up their $205,000 tab.
We're part of the family, and the community in Stillwater comes together when it has to.
The crash killed 4 people, including a 2-year-old boy. No word yet if hospitals in Tulsa will do the same. More than a month after the homecoming crash, the university and the Shearer Museum of Stillwater History are now working to preserve items left at an intersection in remembrance of those who died. Stuffed animals, letters, and other items have been collected over the past month to keep them from being destroyed.
A well-known Tulsa soccer coach facing serious charges tonight. James police arrested Blake Lewis, a coach for the Tulsa Soccer Club. Investigators say Lewis sent pictures of himself in his underwear to a 14-year-old girl. He now faces 2 counts of lewd or indecent proposals to a child and 3 counts of soliciting a minor.
Happening now, more protests in Chicago following the release of dash cam video that shows a police officer fatally shooting a teenager armed with a knife. Video of the October 2014 encounter showed Officer Jason Van Dyke shoot 17-year-old Laquan McDonald 16 times. Protesters are outraged by the footage and by officials who took more than a year to release the video. Van Dyke has been charged with first-degree murder.
Now to video you'll see only on 2 Works for You. It shows an incident reportedly involving Fairview Assistant Police Chief Charles Gadd. Records show the suspect was in cuffs when Gadd performed takedown maneuvers on him at the Major County Jail on September 5th. Gadd is the same officer being sued by former TPS students who claim he used excessive force when he was a school resource officer.
I'm so glad that there's video footage of the incident, because otherwise it's just some person who's been arrested word against a police officer.
GAD and the city of Fairview didn't return our calls about this incident. The Major County Sheriff said his agency turned this case over to the OSBI to investigate.
After a mother left her newborn child at a clinic in Midtown Tulsa last night, we started getting questions about Oklahoma's safe haven law. Police say the mother is protected by the law enacted 7 years ago. Within 3 days of birth, a parent can abandon their child with a medical professional, firefighter, or police officer at a hospital, fire station, or police department. The newborn left last night is now in DHS custody, and we're told the baby is in good health.
An aggressive dog is once again making mail carriers feel unsafe in a North Tulsa neighborhood. For the second time this month, the U.S. Postal Service stopped delivering mail to the 200 and 300 blocks of North Tacoma Avenue. A spokeswoman tells 2 Works For You the same dog just keeps getting loose. The dog is back home after a 10-day quarantine for biting a skateboarder. Neighbors will now have to pick up their mail at the post office, and while USPS works with Tulsa Animal Control to try and capture the dog.
The latest Future Track shedding some light on the weather conditions for Bedlam. Wait till you see what it says.
She shouldn't even be here, but she made it. Shot 4 times in a war zone. Meet the K9 hero saved with the help of Barry Switzer.
And history goes up in smoke. Why some people think this dorm shouldn't come down. You're watching 2 Works For You at 10.